right, so my son plays flag football, plays 10U. At some point in time, you know, he's going to transfer to high school, junior high. I feel like flag is the way to go for positional players, quarterbacks, running backs, and all that good stuff. So eventually, when they come looking for him, how's that going to come about?
Reps. You look at what's going on now, you see where we are with these young quarterbacks that are multi-sport athletes that come up playing baseball and football. Flag football offers the same type of mobility as far as running, catching, and throwing the football that you get doing baseball. So what you see Kyler Murray and Mahomes and these guys doing, and what these receivers are doing, the one-handed catching, these kids that are learning from watching Beckham and Larry Fitzgerald, all this type of stuff, they're acquiring these skills at a younger age. I've known your son since he was 6, 7 years old, and he's been playing at a high level on a team that came in as a dark horse and won a state championship. So those kids are taking those skills and those coaches and they're moving up. You look at our coach, Kingsbury, who came up in the 7-on-7 culture. These coaches out here are coming up in the same culture. They speak the same language. If you're able to talk to him one day, as I've been blessed to be able to do, they all speak the same language. Then you look at him, you look at Rattay in D.C. and some of these other guys, my man out there with the Rams. That's the next phase. These kids are coming up educated and with a skill set at a rate that we haven't seen yet.
I've seen some programs popping up lately, like this one over in the West Valley. I don't know if I can say their name, but they're
You say their name.
Yeah, the Junior Jaguars. Okay, they got a nice little program that they're setting up over there, and so they're taking teams from 10U tackle. You know, that's where you want to start, all the way up through to the high school. So I didn't know that those types of things existed, but you know, that's not my business. But you know, I think they call them feeder systems.
Yes, I first noticed it in Tucson, doing camps for the Cardinals in Tucson. Those schools were all identified with the local high school in the Tucson Youth Football Association. They are way ahead of the game, and I see where that talent base in Tucson is taking off because of that. You watch their network, it's at another level. Then I was at Desert Vista High School where the SCV teams fed into Desert Vista and Mount Point, and I saw what it did for those programs in the late 90s, early 2000s. Now everyone else is getting hip to that, and I think it's the way to go. It's better for the programs, it's better for the kids, it keeps them local.
You know, it seems like league football, it looks like it's taking losing its popularity, and my personal thoughts are is probably due to competition football, because you know, Mary and Bob, you know, brought their son out there to play football, and these comp teams out there, you know, they got a whole different agenda. So I think it led to a decline in flag football league signups.
It's not as bad as it looks, because what's going on is these club teams and these kids who moved on, it's kind of like AAU basketball. Basketball hasn't dropped in its popularity, it just appears that way because of club. That's what's happening here. Our leagues are ever growing. I think that the popularity is still there, it's just that the club teams are going in a different direction. The kids who are just learning, as the game gets more popular, and it is, because of the way the NFL markets itself, as does college football, is more visible, so these kids are checking out. So the league play is still there, it's growing. It's just kind of like, I would say it's more of a developmental stage. These are developmental leagues. Then when kids get into the competition phase, like your kids did, they evolve out of league play because league teams cannot compete with these competitive teams. There's just no way, and it's not even fair. So you need that separation, just like with any other sport, hockey, baseball, your competitive teams, those kids move on. Look at Tucson Turf. That's the godfather what's happening here. It all started in Vegas.
Mr. Toby Paquette, that's a fact.
With Bill and those folks out there. They became elite. They moved on, playing in the Vegas League wasn't great for them anymore. So they started moving on with Pylon and these other tournaments. Then Toby and these guys took it to another thing. When it went national, on national TV, when we hosted that first Super Bowl and it went on Nickelodeon, that changed everything. It changed the way these kids dress. Everything needs to be ready for television. So now we're in a whole nother world. They're on the billboard in these custom fit NFL flag jerseys, and everything changed.